Hi guys, it's my grandma's 90th birthday, and while my sister and her kids are here visiting, we decided to make my grandma a birthday cake. We were going back and forth between cat or garden because those are her two favorite things. And my niece, who is 4, said we could not do a cat cake because she had one for her 4th birthday. And that was her thing. So we went with the garden theme, which was perfect because in the spring, I found these adorable little figures at Dollar Tree that I bought, and I had them in my plants, so I just washed them off. And they are all ready to go on a cake, which I can't wait to show you. So I'm just gonna walk you through all the steps that we took to make this adorable fairy garden cake. I hope you have fun doing it. It's pretty simple and it's gonna look adorable. And if your Dollar Tree doesn't have these figures, or if it's Christmas and these are totally out of season, try a local craft store. I know I've seen the same figures at Joann Fabrics and Michael's. They're a little more expensive, but I've seen them on sale, marked down, and clearance. And if not, you could probably find something online as well. I don't think it would be too difficult even to just find a couple figures. So here we go. So for the cake, I just used a box from Aldi's because I needed something gluten-free and simple. I let my niece and nephew help me, so it was a little more complicated than normal, but a lot more fun. And this cake mix used butter, which was interesting. For the icing, I did the Wilton buttercream recipe, which is my favorite for icing. So it's just 2 sticks of butter, and then I think it's just 2 cups of confectioner sugar, but I used the whole bag, which I think is more like 4 cups, and I just added 4 tablespoons of water to smooth it out, and then I did 2 teaspoons of vanilla instead of just 1. I kind of doubled, I guess, the recipe, maybe did slightly less butter than normal, a little bit more water. I really just eyeball it at this point, and then I scooped out into different bowls different colors that I would be using for all the different colors, and then I put some icing on top of the first layer to put the two together. They actually cooked really even this time, so I didn't have to like level it off or anything. I just had that one little piece that kind of broke off, and other than that, it was fairly easy to put on top. And then I just flipped it over. I make sure my hand is there. It was a little sticky, I think partly because of the humidity. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the gluten-free cake, but it stuck to the plate, so I had to take that piece and put that on there. And then I mixed up some green icing, and I had to use a lot more food coloring. I think I used like 8 drops, which seemed like a lot, but I wanted like a darker green color. And then I just covered it with this Wilton icing knife that I have. It really works a lot better than just a regular knife. I don't remember how expensive it was. I think I got it at Joann Fabrics in their cake decorating section, but it really helps smooth the icing so it looks pretty flat. For this cake, it probably wouldn't matter too much because it's just supposed to look like grass. For the base, I used just another like cardboard piece, which I think now that I've done it, I might have covered with green something. Painted it green paper, green saran wrap, just to blend in with the whole green thing because it's white at the bottom. It looks fine, but maybe not what I would have done looking back. I used, this is my favorite cake decorating kit. I actually got it when I was living in Europe. So it was €5 at what's kind of similar to a dollar store over there. But you can just use any sort of tip that looks like it's gonna make a flower. And I ended up using just the one tip. I did blue icing, and then I made purple with, red and blue, and then I did pink and yellow. You can do orange, white, whatever colors. This is the river that my niece wanted going down the middle of the cake. So I just kind of took the blue and put it like right on top of the green and just made it look like it's a little river that's going to be going through the middle of the fairy garden or the forest or whatever you want it to be. And I kind of rippled it so it looked sort of like waves. I know a river doesn't have a lot of waves like the ocean, but it might. There's my little star tip, and I just put the purple. I think I did purple because it's my favorite color, but it really doesn't matter what color you do first. And I like this one because I like the way you squeeze this kind. I have another one with like a handle that you squeeze, but this has the thing at the top that you push. I feel like I have more control with this one. And I hate icing bags because they make a mess and I always get it all over my hand. So that's why I chose to use this one. And then I just kind of squeezed down and did little dots for the flowers. And I kind of just spread them out. I did like 2 or 3 across, so that way it looks like the flowers are growing all along the river. I mean, you could cover the whole cake, or you could do like a square on one part or a circle of flowers. I don't know, but this is kind of what I thought would look visually pleasing. And then I just went around the base and did a little border, and I saved some room to do other colors. So I just kind of spread those out as I went across. And then I just did it again. I think I messed up there a little bit. Yeah. That knife thing works really good for scraping and smoothing and just fixing all sorts of mistakes. There's the top. I made a little circle for where I was going to put the figures, so each figure would have like a little circle of flowers around it, or just a little base to like glue on the figures for later. And then I was being lazy and just pushed that out. I didn't even clean the thing. I just went and got the next color and added it in. And once I had that in, then I just kind of squeezed out the excess. So got rid of the purple over there in the bowl and then used the pink. And then I just filled in pink in some more of the spots where the green was, to basically cover the green. You could do leaves if you wanted to, if you felt like that added more texture. You could use a different tip. I couldn't find the leaf tip that went with this set, so I didn't do the leaves, and I didn't really think my grandmother would notice that much. And I was trying to keep it simple, since this is a pretty simple cake. It really didn't take me very long. I just kind of did the pink, and then did some yellow, and filled in all the yellow And like I said, you could do white, you could do blue, whatever color theme you want, and that kind of makes it look like a little waterfall and river leading up to the house. I had these figures that I bought at Dollar Tree in the spring that I'd had around plants. So I just kind of washed them off and played around with them. I had thought the mushroom would work, but I didn't feel like the colors really looked good. So I ended up doing this one that looked more like a little tree stump, and I thought that was a really cute fairy house. And then I just took these little fairies. They had come in another package together at the Dollar Tree this spring, and they're so perfect. They're like just the right size for like little cake figures. The slide I didn't think worked too well. There were some animal figures I had gotten from the Dollar Tree as well, so I threw the rabbit on because I thought that was cute. And I kind of played around with, there's a little wishing well, which I absolutely love because that just screams like fairy tales or Snow White. I love Snow White. And then my poor little fairies dropped at some point, so their wings are a little chipped there. But I thought the seesaw was so cute, and I just wanted to add that. But it looked a little too large on the top of the cake there. So I took it off and I put it down, and I put the little fairy with the book in place there, and I just set everything down around on the bottom, which is why I said if you have extra green frosting or just covered the base green first, that would probably work better. But there you have it. It was pretty simple to do, just a 2-layer cake. I used the 2 boxes of that gluten-free mix from Aldi's, and then buttercream frosting, 1 tip to do the flowers, a knife to kind of make the blue water, and then these little fairy figures from the dollar store to decorate it. It was super simple, and my grandmother, who's turning 90, is gonna absolutely love it because she loves gardens.